Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Data. So it's Sunday in the crypto market and not too much is going on. Bitcoin is actually held around 9,300 for most of the day, which is great. You know, usually we're used to seeing Bitcoin decline a couple percent on Sundays and sometimes even Saturdays over the weekend. But it's good to see, you know, most of the coins are holding their value and some are actually even doing great. So we have EOS actually holding its value really well at $20.80. So it's up nearly 9%. And then out of the top 20 coins, Neo and VeChain are actually doing great. So Neo's up 13% to $87.55. Then you have VeChain up 12% to $4.74. So it's good to see, again, you know, this independent movement, not reliable on what Bitcoin is doing. So it's great to see coins are, you know, finding their own path and their own profits. So looking at Bitcoin, we can see it's in that channel that I drew. Basically between, you know, 8,800 and 9,700, but like I mentioned, it's hovered around 9,300. And we can look at the RSI on this 4-hour chart. It's showing a little overbought, but, you know, still plenty of room for growth. So again, this $9,700 level is the resistance level that we need to break so we can have, you know, positive confirmation that we will head for that $10,000 level. So once we can break this $9,700 level and hold above it, then I believe we'll definitely see 10,000 very soon after that. So that's something to keep an eye on. But one of the big news articles I want to cover today is, so Warren Buffett, as you know, he's not really a big proponent of cryptocurrencies. He doesn't really believe in them. And he came out with an article, is on Cryptocurrency News, and it says, Warren Buffett says buying Bitcoin is gambling, not investing. It says, investment guru Warren Buffett remains unsold on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. He doesn't even consider buying Bitcoin as investing and compares it to gambling. So basically, the gist of this is what he's saying is the reason it's gambling, he's saying, is because there's really no solid, they're not producing anything and there's no solid concrete adoption. And while he may be true in some sense, there's not mass adoption right now. I think, you know, for him to say that it's just gambling is kind of ignorant on his part. So that's kind of like saying, you know, when the internet came out, before anyone really knew what it was, and, you know, the .com started coming out, you know, just because it wasn't concrete and not everyone was using it, you know, saying, oh, you know, that's gambling. You don't know what it is. So, you know, part of investing is getting on something early. So seeing the vision and being able to get on it early so that you can get those high returns later on. Because if investing was buying something when it was already fully made, I mean, you know, then, you know, you wouldn't make nearly as much money, if any, as you would, you know, buying something based on the, you know, vision and, you know, the, what it has going for it. So again, I think that it's just, you know, generation gap pretty much. So, one of the things he says you can't value Bitcoin because it's not a value producing asset. And he says, there's a real bubble and that sort of thing, echoing comments made by UBS earlier in October. And actually one comment that he made that kind of solidifies that, you know, he doesn't really know what he's talking about is he says, and here he actually says that, why in the world should I take a long or short position of something I don't know anything about? He quipped, admitting to knowing very little of cryptocurrency. So people are asking him, you know, why don't you short Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? And he said, you know, why would I do that? I don't know anything about them. So he pretty much just, you know, kind of shoots himself in the foot there by admitting he knows nothing about cryptocurrencies, and, you know, he kind of has the same understanding of ICOs as well. So again, you know, while I do respect him, he is a great, you know, investor for stocks and what he's focused on. I think cryptocurrency is a little bit out of his realm of understanding. And I think that, you know, 5 years down the line, he'll regret not putting anything in cryptocurrencies. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing, you know, these big people talking about cryptocurrencies. Again, it's a generation gap. It's kind of like the internet of our time. So a lot of people aren't going to understand it and going to have their preconceived notions. So just keep that in mind. Don't get spooked. You know, don't look at this as FUD or anything. Just, you know, looking at it as people having their opinions and they just don't understand it like, you know, some of the people who are more well-versed in this space do. So another article I want to point out is one by the Merkle, and it echoed what I was saying, how Bitcoin's price is hovering around 9,300. And it says, it's a good sign that Bitcoin can remain firm over the weekend and 10,000 may not be too far off the mark. And then it talks about mining and how when it was around 8,600, the profitability was starting to get pretty slim. And it said, at one point, I believe when it was around 6,600, miners were only getting $1.40 per day. So now that, it's starting to go up in value, the mining rewards are starting to get a lot more, thus increasing the demand. So as you know, more demand, low supply, boost the price up very fast. So basically, I just want to point out that, Bitcoin's ability to maintain this price, and you have, a lot of good news coming out, a lot of new companies adopting cryptocurrencies. And it says the market may have slumped this year, but crypto technologies have quietly continued to improve in the background. And it talks about Bitcoin Cash, it's doubled. And then it says, I think it's still a bit early to declare the dawn of a new bull market, but we're seeing more optimism in the crypto community than we've seen in months. So again, April has been very, very good versus the first couple of months in the year when everything was declining. Again, there's a lot of things, the Tokyo whale, as they call him, basically the Mt. Gox trustee who is unloading all of his Bitcoin onto the market. Then you just had a lot of FUD that was going on. So it's good to see now that all that's over with, and, it's maintaining that above 9,000 for the past couple of days. So again, hopefully we'll continue this trend and we can, continue on our way to over $10,000. So another article I want to bring out is one about Ripple. So I know there's a lot of differing opinions on Ripple. Some hate it, some love it. But there's a company called SBI Holdings, and they're actually in Japan. They're a financial company. And for the longest time, they've wanted to get in on, cryptocurrency exchanges. And it says, initially, SBI was to partner with Huobi for 2 exchanges, but the deal fell through due to the now strict regulations in Japan with crypto exchanges. It says SBI decided to go at it alone in the venture of creating its crypto exchange dubbed SBI Virtual Currencies. The reason for doing this was to enhance security for the project. It says this project is being speculated of being released sometime in the summer of this year. And this is the big part. It said also to add is that the exchange might have direct XRP fiat pairing with major currencies in Asia. This means that the good countries of South Korea and Japan will have the opportunity of trading directly using XRP. So that's huge because you know how much volume is in South Korea and Japan. There's some of the biggest supporters of cryptocurrencies, and anytime coin gets added or a fiat pair will get added, that coin skyrockets. So with XRP being able to handle 1,500 transactions per second and just being able to handle all that volume, then could be safe to say that if XRP fiat pair does get added, that it's going to create a lot of volume and cause the price to rise up a lot. So it was saying that it is therefore safe to conclude that once SBI Holdings Exchange is confirmed to being released this summer and having the XRP fiat trading pairs mentioned above, that it is indeed possible to see a $10 XRP before the year ends. Now, $10 before the year ends, that is a bit optimistic. I'm not saying it can't reach it. It's just that is, very, very, a lot higher than it is right now. I believe it's about 85 cents right now. So again, still a lot of volume. This will, I can easily see $5 by the end of the year, but we'll have to see, if it does get added and, how much volume does end up coming through. So just something I want to bring up just to keep an eye on XRP because I do think it has a lot of potential moving forward. They're having a lot of partnerships and just, again, I think there's definitely, a lot of projects in the works and a lot of companies that are adopting it. So, and one last article I wanted to cover is, so as you know, there's the scam on Twitter and it's been mentioned thousands of times, but I just want to bring it up one more time because it's kind of still the same, but basically scammers will hijack verified Twitter accounts to steal crypto by posing as the Telegram CEO. So the Telegram CEO, during his, the TON ICO, he tweeted a warning on Saturday telling his followers that the messaging app is experiencing downtime due to its server clusters overheating. So basically he, warned people that, hey, Telegram's experiencing little problems right now. And then below it, someone actually hijacked a verified account of a different company. And you can see here the Twitter handle was Club 8 Music. And what they did, they changed the name, the actual name, to the same name as the Telegram CEO. And then they, changed the page and everything so it looks exactly like the Telegram CEO's Twitter page. And you can see here what they say. Thanks guys for your support. Now it's our time to gift you something. That's why I'm announcing promotion of 5,000 ETH and 1,000 BTC. Then they have a link here. Visit to get free Ether, and then 5,000 Ethereum. Visit to get free Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin. So again, it's a little bit different kind of scam. But if a Twitter CEO or any CEO is tweeting this and there's a giveaway, never click on the links. And if it says, send, 0.5 Ethereum to get 1 Ethereum, no one's giving away free coins like that. So never click on those links, and always look at the Twitter handle to verify if it's the actual person, of that Twitter, or if it's just an account, a verified account that changed the name. So again, just keep that in mind, and then look for little things, punctuation, they didn't capitalize the I in I'm. Just little stuff that you can tell, it's grammatically poor. It just, it's blatantly a scam. So something I want to bring up, because I know some people are oblivious to that, and, tend to click on links. They see, oh, it's a verified account, it must be him. But they don't look at the Twitter handle, seeing it's actually a different account. So just something to keep in mind. Always stay safe. Always, protect yourself. Enable two-factor authentication on all your exchange accounts. And always have different passwords for every exchange, and keep your current cryptocurrencies on a cold storage, offline. So, but with that, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't, and please like the video. It helps me a lot. So until next time, thanks for watching.